Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be a video review for Game of Thrones Season 2, Episode 8, The Prince of Winterfell. So this was a really cool episode overall. I thought there was a lot of good things developing. Let's take it from the top. As usual, this will contain spoilers, by the way, although, yet again, nothing too major happened in this episode. No major deaths or anything, so that's good. Well, it's not good, but so, even if you haven't seen it, the spoilers aren't too big. So we start out the episode, we get to see Theon in Winterfell, and he is basically taking it over with just like a couple dozen men, and we find out in this episode that, as I predicted in the last episode, the two boys that were burned were not Bran and the other one, and was ended up being the farmer's boy. So I guess that makes sense. I think he sold them for gold. Is that right? Or maybe they just forced him by taking the boys. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, I don't think any farmer father would sell his sons, but, they probably forced him, so one way or another. Theon is a dead man, straight up. He is an absolute dead man. Just can't wait to see him get his. I mean, he's just such a jerk, and deciding in this episode not to go back to the Iron Isles and actually stay in Winterfell, probably a bad decision, probably a really bad decision, because, I mean, you just think he's going to get it. Like, it seems like they want him to go back for his own safety, because, they're going to be hunting him down now for what he's done and everything. Moving on from there, we get to see the Lord of Bones, who I thought had a pretty cool design with his mask and stuff. And Jon Snow, of course. Also, Crow from the Rangers was captured too. So it sounds like pretty much their whole group, essentially the Rangers that went out, were essentially either most of them killed or or whatever, and these two captured. And of course, they're going to be bringing them to the king, so-called king north of the wall. I forget what he is. Mance, is that his name? Something like that. So that'll be interesting to see what happens with Jon there. And also kind of cool that the girl that he held captive, that he didn't kill, is actually kind of trying to help save him, so to speak, or give him a chance, rather than just have him killed right away. And, that's kind of nice to see. And then we get to see Robb Stark with Talissa, just talking about Ned Stark. Cool scenes, kind of making you think back to the first season and Sean Bean's character, which is really cool, because I think that even still, even though he hasn't been in any of the second season, it's been a while since he's been in the show. Most people, I think, including myself for sure, he's probably our favorite character from the show. This episode, good development with Robb yet again. I'd put Robb as one of my favorites. I think I'd probably put him at number 3. My first favorite would have to be Ned, followed by Tyrion, and then probably go with Robb after that. But definitely some cool scenes there with that. Moving on, we find out that Cat Stark has freed Jaime Lannister. I was like, what? Why? That's ridiculous. Just the whole mother in her, I guess. I guess it's pretty natural, because, she is a mother first, so if it, makes the chances of her getting her daughters back, any greater, it's not outside the realm of possibility that she would do that. She is a mother first, and everything else after. So, I guess I can kind of see that happening. I just thought it was a little weird that she was able to get away with it and get him out of there without anybody stopping them. Because most of of his men there were ready to take his head off, especially that one older guy with the beard whose son was killed by Jaime being choked to death with or beaten to death with the chains. It was choked, I think. Yeah, he choked the guardsman. So, yeah, I mean, that was kind of like, wow. The thing with Jaime is that he's the type of character, he's like your atypical bad guy. Or at least right now he is. Apparently later on he becomes sort of like a good guy, but I don't know. I haven't read the books or anything, but yeah, I mean, you kind of want to have him in the story for a while, just because you just feel like there's more to be done with him. So, and obviously being there, just captured like that, you can't do anything with him. He's just, just there, So that'll make things more interesting that way, even though, it kind of sucks that that happened. Then we cut over to Tywin. We get to see a scene with Ariya, find out that Tywin's leaving Harrenhal, and he's leaving the Mountain in charge. and Ariya, as well as Gendri and the other fat kid who survived, I forget his name, end up escaping, as far as we know. Now, we don't know how. We know we've gotten out of the gate, or they've gotten out of the gate, but we don't know, if they've gotten further or what's going on with them. But that's just kind of cool. And Jaque basically did his last duty, and hopefully, I'm assuming we'll meet up with him soon, and then they'll all probably go off together and try to get away together, which will be fun to see. So that was all kind of cool. Then we go over to Tyrion, and we get to see sort of his, talking with Bronn, and just kind of getting some feedback from Bronn in terms of his experience, and Bronn kind of saying like those books are really not going to help you, because like he's sort of like your hands-on type of guy who has got a lot of experience and stuff, doesn't really believe in books and that kind of knowledge, and just kind of uses his own experience from what he's seen to help out the situation, even though he kind of sounds like Bronn kind of thinks they're screwed. So we'll see what happens with that. That's a lot of fun. We find out that Joffrey will be fighting. Cut over to Cersei and talking with Tyrion, and Cersei's just so evil, man. Like for a second there, she's smiling, and Tyrion's like, why is she smiling? And then she finds out, or he finds out that it's mischievous, and that but luckily they screwed up, and they didn't, either they were misinformed or whatever, but they got the wrong horse, so that's good. That all works out well. So just so evil, man, and Tyrion's still, always a fun character, always fun to have around. We got to see a cool scene with him, and let's see, what was her name? Shay. Yeah, Shay is the one he has. And then we go back to Robb Stark talking to the one gentleman. Talissa comes in with an awesome scene. She's awesome. And that's all great. Yeah, she's definitely one of the hottest characters in the show for sure. Or actors in the show, I should say. So can't blame Robb whatsoever. Can't blame him. So and then yeah, Stannis scene with Sir Davos, the Onion Knight, so to speak. I thought that was just kind of a cool story, like how everything worked out with that and what they were talking about. And then Joffrey tries to act tough, acts like he's gonna kill Stannis himself, which would be ridiculous. And yeah, then we end with the Burn Boys, the Farm Boys. So overall, I thought it was a fun episode. Not a lot of action when you think about it, but we did get to see just a lot of things building up to the end here. We get to see Talissa, awesome, and I mean that's pretty much it. Jaime's free, so that's a development. Stannis is coming next episode. He should hit, or the one after, should be pretty soon. Maybe one more episode in between, but the Battle of Blackwater is coming soon, so that'll be a lot of fun. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. I thought it was a good episode. Could have had a little bit more action, but it was pretty exciting. Oh, and Ariya got away too, so that's great. Good to see. Anyway, that's it for this review, guys. I guess we'll see you for the next one next week. Later. Peace.